Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today. In the world of news today, at least in my world, the biggest piece of news that crossed my desk today was that the NFL has gotten together with the USA Olympic team and basically made NFL players eligible to play in the 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles. The NFL, they had been making a big play, trying to make the owners say that it was going to be okay for players to play in there. If you remember last year, there was a lot of flag football commercials starring football players, and the only question was how the owners were going to be covered, if there was going to be any injuries. Probably when it comes to NBA players playing in the Olympics, the Paul George injury, where he just completely shredded his knee up, that was probably at least 8 years ago, is the one thing that jumps out to me. Also in the world of NFL players being injured playing flag football, I remember in the early 90s, I can't remember his name, but New England had a really young, he might even have been a rookie, a really good running back that was going to have a really good career in the NFL. The NFL decided at the Pro Bowl to play beach flag football, and this guy just completely shredded up his knee. He ended up being able to come back. I think he played a year for Miami. I really can't remember his name. I know I've looked it up around Pro Bowl season each and every year, but there's things that are going to be covered, such as injuries, where if a player does get injured in either training or playing for the Olympics, that their contract is going to come off the books. From reading a few articles, I still have questions. How many players are going to be on this team? Is it going to be 5-on-5, 7-on-7? You don't really have rushing, so I don't really see running backs other than probably really high-skilled, speedy catch balls, guys that are going to be playing as a receiver that are going to be on this team. Is there going to be an offensive unit and a defensive unit? I have seen a few of the flag football events that have been on ESPN. Normally they're younger, high school kids. They've had girls teams, they've had boys teams. I don't really watch them and study them to root for a team, but I have watched them. The flag football events with younger kids, really fast, really high scoring. Unlike the Pro Bowl events, where when you watch those, you can really tell that the pros are just going through the motions, running out the time. It honestly seems like the only people that cared were the Mannings, who were coaching the teams at the Pro Bowl. But it's going to be weird to see them, flip the switch and go from playing in these flag football games as an exhibition to playing in these games that really, really matter. To draw more attention to what happened in USA Basketball. You remember what happened with USA Basketball as they were gearing up to get ready for the Olympics. They lost a couple of the exhibition games. Was that because they were trying to get their thrill of the game up and get them more involved in the games? Were they being outplayed? Were they needing to flip the lever and go from a 9 to a 10 to be able to win those games? Of course, they went undefeated in the Olympics and they won the gold medal. But there's been a year when we did not qualify for a medal. There was a year we won a bronze medal. The level of competition between the USA and the world is very, very small. It's not like it used to be in 1991. No, it was 1992 when the NBA players came into the Olympics and just took it over. There's going to be rules that basically say if you choose one player for the team, that's the only player that's going to be eligible to play on the team. So you're not going to be able to stock this full. My first guy that comes to mind is that, like, I bet you money they're going to want Patrick Mahomes to play on this team, which means that, like, Travis Kelce would not be able to play. So you have to, like, put, like, a guy like George Kittle on the team. But when you do that, you basically make it where, like, a Christian McCaffrey is not eligible to play. Is it just going to be a straight 5-on-5 or 7-on-7? Like, is it going to be a 5 or 7 man roster? Is there going to be a backup QB in case, somebody gets hurt? Or will we see, like, an emergency QB come into play where a guy who's not a quarterback comes in? Are they going to make the rules where the quarterback comes off and isn't able to play defense? Or are you going to have a quarterback who's able to actually cover and do some defense? The rules are going to be weird. I think that the USA should have an advantage. Players are going to be able to play for other countries if they do have lineage to go with them. Hopefully it won't be as crazy as, like, the World Baseball Classic, where people are using, like, their grandparents' ancestry to be able to play for, like, Italy or something like that. I can't hate the guys for finding a place to play. It's just sometimes that World Baseball Classic is just a little bit weird. When it really comes down to it, we just kind of need 4 teams. Like, give us a Final Four and we're good to go. We don't need these weird guys playing for Italy or anything like that. But that's just me. But this should be really, really fun. And I can honestly tell you that, like, flag football will be one of the things that I'm really looking forward to seeing come Los Angeles with the 2028 Olympics. So I think it's going to be hard to really sit down and figure out who my dream roster is going to be. I really have to understand the rules. Biggest thing is I don't know if there's offensive, defensive guys, or anybody that we put on this team might have to be able to play both ways. You might find a guy who's a really good quarterback to actually play receiver for you because you need somebody to cover and play the other way. So we'll see who this is. We'll see, who actually steps up and says that they want to play. My guess is that, like, the first go round, we're going to see a lot of stars throw their names into the hat, and I think this should be really fun. Go USA.